There is only a very near moment left. My beloved child, before heaven opens to you a sacred sign concerning the invitation to step into the union I have long preserved within my plan. This is not something created by the hurried will of mankind, nor is it a fleeting dream born out of loneliness or temporary longing. This has been written in my wisdom, placed within my loving heart, covered by my grace, and kept until the exact moment I know is most beautiful for you. I am your Father, the one who has seen the days you have not yet entered, the one who has heard the words you have not yet spoken. And I speak to you today not to unsettle your heart, but to remind you that true love does not come from force, but from the peaceful arrangement of heaven. My beloved child, you are standing in the holy ground of a changing season. There are things your eyes have not yet seen and your ears have not yet heard. But your heart has already sensed them many times, like a gentle calling in the depth of the night. You have wondered why certain doors closed, why the connections you once hoped for faded away, why some people entered your life and then left like a passing breeze. But I want you to understand that not every loss is a punishment, and not every delay is a refusal. There are things I withhold not because I have forgotten you, but because I am protecting you from what is not yet worthy of the peace I have reserved for you. There are prayers I have not answered in the way you expected because I am preparing an answer deeper, more beautiful, purer, and more fitting for you than anything you ever imagined. In the days of your waiting, I was there. When you smiled before others while your heart was weary, I saw it. When you silently wondered whether you had been left behind, I placed my hand upon you with a tenderness the world could not recognize. When you saw others stepping into their joy while you remained in your own quiet space, I whispered to you, my child, do not compare your journey with anyone else's. Your season is not late. Your season has not been lost. Your season is being preserved in my hand. And what I give you will not carry confusion, will not cause you to lose your peace, and will not make you beg for love from a place that does not know how to value you. My child, I know you have prayed for a very long time. There are prayers you lifted to me not with your voice, but with tears. There were nights when you lay still, yet inside you was an entire ocean in turmoil. You asked me about the one who would walk with you, about a heart that would know how to love you in truth, respect your tenderness, and see your worth not through appearances or through what you could offer, but through the mark I have placed within you. I heard it all. Not one of your sighs fell to the ground without me receiving it. Not one of your tears became meaningless before me. The things you thought had been forgotten, I have kept like seeds in the garden of grace. And when the time comes, they will bloom into a joy you could never create on your own. Therefore, do not let impatience lead you into doors that do not belong to me. Do not hold on to a hand that was not sent to protect you simply because you feel lonely. Do not lower the value I have placed within you simply because you long to be loved. Love that comes from me will not keep you in constant confusion, will not require you to trade away your peace, and will not demand that you become someone else in order to be accepted. What I have prepared will recognize you with purity, will come to you with respect, will grow with you in the light, and will draw you closer to me rather than pull you away from my presence. Remember this, What belongs to me does not need to be seized through fear, nor does it need to be held together with desperate tears. What I give will stand firm in truth. Patience, faithfulness, and deep peace. The world may only see that you are waiting, but I see that you are being prepared. Others may only notice the silence around you, but I know that within that silence, I am teaching you to distinguish between the call of true love and the noise of passing emotions. I am healing the wounds that once caused you to choose wrongly. I am strengthening your heart so you no longer chase after what hurts you. I am opening your eyes so you may recognize that the person placed within my plan will not only love you on the days you shine brightly, but will also know how to support you on the days you are tender and weak. That person will not see you as a temporary option, but will look at you with honor, as a gift entrusted by my hand. And when that time comes, you will not need to force the signs, nor will you need to convince yourself with vague words. My peace will bear witness within you. My light will make the path clear. The things that were once tangled will become clear, and the questions that once confused you will gradually find their answers in my gentleness. I do not lead you through chaos. I lead you through peace. I do not join you to what makes you shrink. I bring you to what helps you blossom exactly as you were created to be. And if something has not yet arrived, trust that I am still working behind the veil, where your eyes cannot yet see, but where my hand has never stopped moving. My beloved child, place your heart in rest. Do not let the urgent voices of the world make you doubt my faithfulness. I am not late. I have not forgotten your prayer. I have not abandoned you in the emptiness of waiting. I am weaving a story, not merely to fill your loneliness, but to reveal that love, when placed in my hands, becomes holy, enduring, and full of light. Let your heart soften in faith. Let your hands open, not to hold on to the old, but to receive the new when I allow it to enter. And until that day is fully revealed, continue to walk in purity, in hope, in prayer, and in peace. For I am your Father. I know what is good for you, and what I have prepared will come at the most beautiful time, not earlier because of fear, nor later because of forgetfulness, but right on time through my love that never goes astray. What I am about to do in your life will surpass every ordinary reasoning of this world. Do not try to measure what I am preparing with your limited understanding, for what comes from me does not always follow the path human eyes can foresee, nor does it always appear in the way your heart once imagined. There are miracles born in silence, arrangements hidden through many seasons of waiting, and encounters I wrote long before you even knew how to name your hope. I do not choose someone for you merely because of dazzling appearance, sweet words, or achievements admired by the world. I look deeper than what your eyes can see. I weigh what is more enduring than temporary emotion. And I place before you someone whose heart can recognize the calling within you even before you speak it aloud. My beloved child, what I am leading you toward is not a coincidence passing through your life like the wind and then disappearing. It is a reunion cherished in my hands, a bond preserved through the seasons when you thought you had been forgotten. From the beginning, when I created you by my loving will and placed within you unique beauty that no one else can replace, I already knew who would walk beside you at the right time. There is a name I have kept in sacred secrecy. A name that does not come by chance and is not formed by your haste. When you did not yet understand why your heart had to pass through painful turns, I was silently protecting you from what did not belong to you. When you once asked in silence why everything kept coming and going, I already knew the answer. And now I am bringing you closer to the day when it will be revealed. Perhaps you once loved with all sincerity and received only broken pieces in return. Perhaps you once entrusted your faith to someone who did not know how to cherish it. Stood in the long night with a sorrow no one could name. Smiled before others while your heart quietly closed its doors. I saw it all, my child. I saw the times you tried to be strong, even though you were exhausted inside. I saw the words you did not speak, the tears you hid away, and the questions you placed before me without daring to expect an answer soon. But today I want you to know that not one of your wounds has been taken lightly by me. Not once were you hurt without me being near. And in the very place that seemed marked by sorrow, I am breathing in a gentle, pure, and holy healing. The one I am bringing to you will not carry unclear games, will not come to test your patience through indifference, and will not come to make you doubt your own worth. What comes from me will not make you bow your head in anxiety, will not make you chase after a little attention, and will not force you to trade your peace to keep a fragile connection. That person will come with sincerity that has been tested, with a heart that knows how to pray, how to treasure, how to remain, and how to look at you with respect. I am not bringing you a relationship merely to fill an empty space. I am bringing you purposeful companionship, where two hearts support one another, illuminate one another, and walk together toward the goodness I have ordained. So do not be afraid when it looks too beautiful to believe. Do not quickly pull away simply because the past taught you to defend yourself. Not every open door is a trap, and not every person who comes will leave like those before them. There are doors that I myself open, and when I open them, no one can close them through doubt, gossip, or your old memories. What is coming will carry the shape of a miracle, because it is born from my faithfulness. It will not need noise to prove itself, nor display to make you believe, but it will be accompanied by a deep peace, a gentle mark within your heart, as though after so many years of wandering among questions, you have finally touched an answer written especially for you. My beloved child, I know waiting has exhausted you at times. I know you have seen others being loved, chosen, and brought into a season of happiness. And though you were sincerely glad for them, there was still a quiet corner within you asking, "What about me?" I do not blame you for that question. I do not turn away from your longing. On the contrary, I sat with you in the nights when you felt most alone. I placed my hand upon your heart when you tried to comfort yourself by saying that everything would be all right. I preserved you through seasons when it seemed there was no sign, no promise moving, and no hand arranging anything. But my child, my silence never means my absence. While you are waiting, I am preparing. While you are healing, I am refining. While you think you are standing still, I am leading everything necessary into its proper place. Now I speak to you with gentleness yet certainty. Your season is drawing near. This is not an empty promise meant to soothe loneliness, but a confirmation from my loving heart. The invitation I place before you is not for a shallow encounter, nor for a passing joy. It is an invitation to step into a union designed by wisdom from above, where two people not only find one another, but also come to understand why the old paths had to close. You will understand why some past prayers were not answered in the way you wanted. You will understand why certain people had to leave, why certain doors had to shut, and why certain dreams had to be laid down so I could protect you from something smaller than the blessing I have reserved for you. You do not need to chase this in fear. You do not need to lower your dignity in order to be chosen. You do not need to turn yourself into another version just to please someone who cannot see the value I placed within you. Stand still in my peace. Let your heart rest from exhausting pursuits. What I give will know how to find its way to you at the appointed time. I have prepared the setting, arranged the footsteps, and protected that moment from your haste and from the interference of unholy things. When the time comes, you will not need to force, beg, or lose yourself. My presence will bear witness through peace, and you will recognize that what truly belongs to you does not need to be seized in anxiety. What you once called delay was actually my protective embrace. What you once saw as rejection was actually a merciful redirection. Every time a door closed, I was not playing with your hope. I was preventing you from entering a place that could wound you more deeply. Every no in the past was not meant to diminish you, but to lead you to a yes more worthy, purer, and more enduring. Trust me one more time. My beloved child, let the old seasons of pain remain behind you like soil that has been plowed to prepare for a season of blooming. What I am about to do will cause you to understand that not one tear was meaningless. Not one season of waiting was wasted. And no heart that places its trust in me is forgotten in darkness. Therefore, lift up your heart. Do not let yesterday's fear steal the joy of what I am bringing. Open yourself, but open in wisdom. Hope, but hope in peace. Keep walking, but walk in my hand. For I am not only preparing someone for you, I am also preparing you for a love that can support, heal, and bring light to the most beautiful things within you. When that moment comes, you will know I was in every detail. I preserved every heartbeat of expectation. I wrote a story not based on chance, but on my steadfast love. And you, my dearly beloved child, will step into it not with confusion, but with gratitude, because at last you will see that everything I do is at the right time, with the right person, in the right way, and full of grace. The name I am about to reveal to you has also been silently waiting for you in patience, in faith, and in prayers no one has heard except me. That person does not come as something accidental wandering into your life, nor as a passing emotion that confuses your heart for a moment. That person has already been seen by me, guided by me through their own seasons of trial, shaped by me in silence, so that when the fullness of time comes, the two of you will not meet in unpreparedness, but in a deep, peaceful, and holy recognition. My child, do not think that only you have waited. Do not think that only you have prayed, hoped, wiped tears in the night, and wondered whether the promise was still meant for you. Somewhere beneath the sky I created, there is someone whom I am also teaching how to love with truth, how to be patient through faith, and how to guard the heart from what does not belong to me. That person's path has never been completely smooth, just as your path has never been free of stumbling. But I do not seek perfection in the way the world praises it. I look into the deepest places, where intentions are born, where humility is formed, where a heart knows how to return after each weakness. That person has gone through seasons of testing, losses, and quiet spaces that seemed understood by no one. But in those very places, I washed away pride, removed old things, softened the edges once wounded, and taught that person that true love is not possession, not the loud voice of emotion, but care, faithfulness, respect, and the willingness to walk together beneath my light. And while I was doing that in that person, I was also working in you. You thought the years of waiting were merely a forgotten period, but that is not so. My beloved child, I did not leave you standing still in meaninglessness. I used waiting to teach you how to distinguish between what only moves you temporarily and what brings lasting peace. I used closed doors to save you from paths that could have wearied you. I used rejection, separation, and unfinished things to keep you from attaching yourself to what could not walk with you into your season of blessing. Some people left not because you lacked value, but because they were not appointed to enter the next chapter with you. Some connections broke not as punishment, but as my gentle protection. So do not continue blaming yourself for what has passed. Do not keep standing at the old threshold, looking back at what did not bloom and wondering whether you lost your best chance. You have not lost what I have reserved for you. No hand can take from you the gift I have named with grace. No delay can ruin the timing I have arranged. No mistake, when you know how to return to me, can be stronger than my mercy. You have cried long enough over things that were not built on a firm foundation. Now let me dry the sorrow still lingering within you. Let me place in your heart a new breath, a new rest, a new faith that what I have prepared does not come to disturb you, but to bring you into stability. I am reigning over both of you at the same time. When you think you are standing alone in this journey, I am still keeping the rhythm of every step, both yours and that person's. I know when to soften a heart. I know when to close a chapter. I know when to remove the fog. I know when to allow the two of you to recognize one another. I am never hasty, and I am never late. Everything I do has intention, order, and wisdom beyond what your eyes can see. You can only see one portion of the road, but I see the entire journey. You can only hear today's sigh, but I have already heard tomorrow's song of joy. Therefore, trust me even when you cannot yet see fully. Trust me even when the signs are still small. Trust me because my hand does not tremble when writing your story. What is being formed is not a fantasy for you to cling to in loneliness, nor a fragile dream that disappears when the wind rises. This is a holy preparation, a connection born in peace, preserved by righteousness, and overshadowed by my blessing. The love I build will not only be beautiful in the beginning, but will have strength to stand when sunny days pass and storms arrive. For what I join together is not based on passing attraction, does not live on hurried promises, and is not nourished by weak illusions. What I join is rooted in truth, grows in patience, and is tested so that it may learn to support rather than wound. You will recognize it not through commotion, not through a restlessness that steals your peace, and not through a fire that flares up and then fades away. You will recognize it through a very deep stillness, like calm water after a storm, like gentle light entering a room that was once dark. When that name is mentioned, when that face appears, when that presence touches your life, you will not need to force yourself to believe. A pure understanding will bloom within you. You will not feel pressured, will not feel the need to chase, and will not feel that you must lose yourself to keep someone. Instead, you will feel your heart being set down in safety. You will feel your faith being lifted. You will feel my peace like a tender seal, confirming, this is what I have prepared. But before that moment comes fully, I want you to learn how to rest. Do not try to open the door by your own strength. Do not try to interpret every sign until your heart becomes weary. Do not turn the promise into a burden, and do not turn waiting into fear. Let me be the one who leads the way. Your task is not to run everywhere searching for what I have promised, but to remain in peace, care for your heart, live uprightly, and continue becoming the person I am shaping you to be. When you are in the place where I want you to be, what belongs to you will not need to be seized. It will come in order, in clarity, in light, and in a joy that will not put you to shame. Therefore, my beloved child, let this moment sink deep into your heart. Breathe in the peace I am giving. Lay down the questions that have exhausted you. Stop wondering why the old things did not work out, because soon you will understand that some things had to end, so something better could have room to enter. I do not take away in order to leave you empty. I clear away in order to fill you with something more fitting. I do not make you wait to torment you. I allow you to wait so I may prepare you to receive without losing wisdom. And when that time comes, you will look back on every silent season, every delay, every night of prayer through tears, and you will whisper with gratitude, I was right to trust the Father. Keep your heart tender, your eyes clear, and your steps steady. The one I am preparing for you is also being led, also being taught, and also being preserved. When two paths meet within my intention, you will not need to doubt through tangled questions. Peace will speak. Clarity will open the way. Joy will become gentle yet certain. And I, the Father who loved you before you knew how to call my name, will stand at the center of that story as the author, the witness, and the one who blesses. What I am doing will be more beautiful than what you prayed for, deeper than what you imagined, and more enduring than what you feared you would lose. I am moving behind curtains that your eyes cannot yet see. But within you, you have already begun to sense a holy current of change quietly rising. Do not let fear trouble your heart, and do not let the scars of old days speak louder than the promise I have placed over your life. What I am about to reveal is not only a name, not only a person stepping into your journey. but a sign of purpose. A peace that has been prepared in my wisdom before you even understood yourself. This connection is not random, not a passing encounter that dissolves into the flow of life, but a divine arrangement born from the high will of heaven. It does not operate according to human haste, nor is it limited by the time you are counting. Stand still in faith, for what I have spoken over you will come at the right time, in the right way, and through the right person. There were days when you silently wondered whether I was truly guiding your story. There were nights when you looked at yourself and felt small, doubting your worth, your beauty, your loveliness, and the qualities I placed within you. But my beloved child, even in the moments when you could not feel my presence, I was still there. I was in your sighs, in the tears you kept hidden, in the prayers that had not yet become words, and even in the silences you thought no one understood. I never left you, never turned my face away, and never allowed you to walk alone through the dim valleys of your life. My child, I do not look at you with the eyes of the world, for the world often looks with judgment, fragile standards, and fading measures. I look at you with my everlasting love. That love does not call you lacking, does not call you forgotten, and does not call you the one who comes late to happiness. My love calls you precious, cherished, chosen, a flower still blooming under the gentle light of grace. What you have been through has not taken away your dignity. Rather, it has refined you, made your heart deeper, your gaze gentler, and your waiting holier before me. Therefore, do not hurriedly give your heart to things that do not bear the mark of my peace. Do not cling to doors I have closed just because you fear being alone. I close them not to take away your joy, but to preserve you from what is unworthy of the journey I have prepared. The one I choose for you will not make you lose yourself in order to be loved. That person will recognize the beauty I have sown within you, will treasure your gentleness, and will walk with you in respect, support, and peace. When that arrives, you will not have to strive to prove your worth, because a true connection from me will bring confirmation, not confusion, light, not darkness, healing, not new wounds. My beloved child, trust that I know your name, your longing, and even the things you have not dared to tell me. I also know the one I am preparing, the moment when your two paths will meet, and the way I will turn today's waiting into tomorrow's thanksgiving. Let your heart rest in my hands. Do not fear being late. Do not fear missing out. And do not fear that something good will pass you by. When I open a door, no one can close it. When I connect, no doubt can break what belongs to my will. And when I give, you will understand that all the days you waited were not meaningless, because I was silently preserving you for something more beautiful than what you ever prayed for.